I'm Anna Dumitriu and I'm an artist working with bioart and emerging technologies with a fascination in the stories and histories around medicine and technology. My first word's history. I love the quote, "The farther back you can look, the farther forward you can see," which is actually by a US writer called Winston Churchill, but commonly attributed to Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister. But I think this is really true, and it's something we forget. We remember, say, 50 years ago, but we don't remember much more than that, or we remember 100 years ago. Things in history are being repeated and repeated, and we don't learn from our mistakes. And actually, if we look at the people from 500 years ago, we have so much in common with them. If we read the stories of people like Samuel Pepys, the diaries of Samuel Pepys, their lives are so similar, and the mistakes that we make now were in different forms happening then. And if we could learn from that, I think the world would be much improved in the future. My second word is evolution. From bacterial evolution and their ability to evolve drug resistance to our newfound understanding of genomics and the human genome and whole genome sequencing technology, which has enabled us to have a window onto actually how little we know about the workings of genetics and of the body and of our environment. Also, I'm thinking about CRISPR DNA editing, cutting edge gene editing techniques that are going to allow us to influence evolution in the future as well. My third word is storytelling. People really respond to stories and anecdotes, and actually to communicate even scientific information or something like that. A great anecdote has much more resonance with people than a whole load of scientific data, and in a way that's kind of a problem because we can be so easily swayed by a good story, so we need to be careful of storytelling. But I'm also fascinated in the way that visual art, for instance, can be a great way of storytelling, and it can include things like the scientific data, but it can also have the emotional impact that we need to become interested in something. So you can sort of peel away the layers of a story in a visual artwork or a sculpture or an installation. My fourth word is metadisciplinary. To me, art is a metadiscipline. This means that I see art as a kind of umbrella that enables me to pull together lots of different disciplines. So rather than thinking about history as a separate discipline, physics as a separate discipline, art as a separate discipline, I see art as a kind of umbrella discipline that can allow us to bring together all those things in a way of understanding and communicating the world. My final word is infection. I think that we're constantly in a battle with infectious diseases, and there are new viruses and diseases emerging all the time, from Zika virus to chikungunya virus, which are emerging pathogens now. But also in the future we're going to face some returning favourites of history. They've identified drug-resistant strains of Yersinia pestis in Madagascar very recently, which is the bacteria that causes plague. So in the future I think we won't beat infectious diseases. I would be very surprised. So I think infection is going to be a huge part of our future.